Yeah. Right. Coolest. Okay. So I just want a quick show of hands, you guys on here. Like, has anyone heard of Teamzy or used it? Yeah, cool.
I haven't used it, but I've heard of it.
Heard about it. Yeah, awesome. So really quick backstory. I heard about Teamzy for the first time probably 6 weeks ago, and I didn't start using it straight away. I've really used it in the last month, and particularly in this time of like massive action, changing over and everything. Like, you guys are probably feeling like you've got lists coming out of your eyeballs and like things all over the place, and you're like, right, who am I talking to? Who am I following up with? Yada, yada, yada. This is going to change everything for you. So what I want to do is just share my screen with you, because essentially Teamzy is a platform. It's like an online website, and the guy who created it essentially wanted to make like a customer manager for network marketers, so that you can have all of your lists in one spot. You can essentially know exactly who you're talking to and just edit it in a really simple way, because when you've got paper lists everywhere, and then some people use Excel, it's like a matter of updating it all the time, and it gets messy. It's like really hard to actually stay on top of, but this has made it so easy because the platform itself is so simple. And you get a 30-day free trial when you get started. So essentially you get to try it and see if you like working your business with it. And then following on from that, it's about $30 a month to run, but best $30 I've ever spent, in my opinion. So what I'll do is share this screen. So can you guys see that all right? Yep, fab. So Teamzy, essentially, this is what it looks like. And when you set it up, you actually pick the company that you set it up with, and it's like almost customized to the company. So I've just emailed the support team because obviously mine's on Isogenic still, and I asked them to switch it over. So I've just asked them if iBoomerang's on there, but you don't have to even customize it to your company. Like, you can just set it up as a generic thing as well. And essentially, the first thing that it lets you do is import your Facebook friends list, lets you import your Excel spreadsheets if your current lists are on Excel. It lets you import people manually if you have lists that are handwritten. You can add people in that. But essentially, like, once they're on here, they're in the system. Like, the people are there. They're not going to disappear. They're not going to be all over the shop. They're there. And what you can see when I scroll down here is every single person has a number next to them. And you can actually, when you set it up, it lets you pick the number, the rating that you want to give to each person. So it lets you choose between 1 and 5. So you're really like close network, the people who you think have the like best chance of joining your team one day. If you set them as a 5, they're going to appear on your list every 30 days. Then the 4s are every 2 months. The 3s are every 3 months. The 2s are every 6 months, and the 1s don't come up on your list. So essentially you're going to rate your prospects as you're going as well. And this is perfect because it's like, how many people do you have on your list right now? Like, if you look at Facebook, like, majority of us have over 1,000 friends on Facebook. And it's like, you do have those people in your mind that you speak to a lot and you're following up with, but there's so many hundreds and thousands of other people out there that you just purely don't think of because they're not the first people who come to mind. So what we do is we use the computer system to know who to speak to. And because it's over time bringing up these people every 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, nobody's falling through the cracks. It's like helping you stay on top of all your follow-ups and all your connections. So what it very, very cleverly does is you set your daily targets for who you want to speak to. And they let you pick an income goal, and then it suggests what it thinks, like how many people it thinks you should speak to based on what your income goal is, but you can also adjust it manually. So at the moment, I've just adjusted my customers one to be 0. It normally would suggest that I connect with 5 of my customers a day, but because iBoomerang's so new for me, I don't have any customers yet. So I've just made that 0 and I added that to my prospects. So you can do stuff like that. You can make it all your own. But essentially, these little circles are on 0 at the start of every day. So when you log in, they'll all be on 0. And what you're going to do is you'll go through what they call a power hour. And I don't know if you guys have tried to like do a power hour. I feel like people say it all the time, like leaders and everything at events. They're all like, yeah, just be really productive with your time, do a power hour, smash out the messages. And then when you get to it, you're like, who the hell do I message? Like, where do I start? And then you sit there thinking about where you start rather than just getting to it. So this, really, really cleverly, it doesn't let you choose who you're going to do your power hour with. So every single day, you come down here and it tells you. So I know today, I've already done my power hour, but, you know, as of tomorrow, I will log in and I see first person on my list is Pat. So Pat's a friend from school. So I will go on to Facebook Messenger and message Pat. And the way I log it is I click on here. Oh, come on, internet. How I connect with him. I can write what I messaged him about. So I can write the exact message in there. I just copy and paste it. And then I click on log connect. And then Pat will disappear.
Hold on.
This would go up to 21 or 1. It will be logged as a prospect. And then Pat, providing I don't create a follow-up for him, he will reappear on my list in 3 months' time because I've starred him as a 3. Does that kind of really briefly make sense? Yeah, cool. So the other thing on here, you can do so many different things with your connects. So I can, on the detail side, I could put Australia, I can make a tag because I know he lives in Oz, and then I can search those tags. So say that if I have an event in Australia, I can pull up my list and just click Oz and then message everybody who's in Australia. You can do it for people who you went to school with. You can group all sorts of things no matter what you make the tag. And then you can choose whether they're prospect, customer, or associate as well. So when people are changing, like I've changed Beverly's over this morning from prospect to associate because I clicked that in. Easy. So on the connect side as well, this part's super cool. So if you want to set a follow-up for someone, so say I've sent them an iDecide link today. I sent Pat an iDecide and I want to make sure that I don't forget to follow up with him. I just click on this button, follow up, and I can decide tomorrow I want to follow up with him. So I might write in here, Facebook, and then send, iDecide, follow up, check in on link. I can log the connect. And then in my follow-up section, he'll come up in my list. Pat Bella, follow up tomorrow. So you don't actually lose all of these people. Like today, I wanted to leave this little 1 up here so that I know that I need to check in with Manesh, but it just gives me a little notification up here. If I have someone to follow up specifically on that day, theirs will be in pink. And then you can select like personally for the days for everybody. And particularly last week when I had about, 20 or 30 iDecide links out, it meant that I could just quickly see, bang, 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 who they all were, what day they got the link, quickly send them a message that way. And it was awesome. I'm just going to check the chat. Love it. Seems easy. Yeah, it's so easy. So going back to the prospects, essentially, when you start your power hour or your day, you just go through the list that it suggests for you, log all of those connects until this comes to the full complete circle of whatever your daily goal is. Now, say that you run into somebody in the shop or a friend messaged you like out of the blue or, someone messaged you on social media or whatever, you can actually search them. So example, Tyler messaged me out of the blue, I can just search for him and then say that I connected with him that way. So I can just put him into my list for the day. So in the same way, Insta contacts. So I've entered mine into the system. So I have a girl who her Instagram handles that. I just set her name as that. Instead of having her name as Rosie, which is what her real name is, I put her Instagram handle. Then I know that it's Instagram. So you go through that every day on the prospect side. Once you've done your prospects, is my internet cutting out or am I okay? Then we click onto customers. And it tells you, based on you putting in your customers, who you can connect with that day that you've not done in the week. So I might go, okay, cool, I'm going to message Robert, blah, blah, blah. I can check in with Robert. The other thing it has, if you find that you're someone who gets stuck on what to say, he conveniently put little scripts in that you can browse. And he has different ones that you can just have a little look through. And if you like any of them, you can just copy and paste them straight from there. Same thing with associates. So you're constantly checking in with the people building your team every single day. It gives you suggestions. And then finally, your follow-ups. You want to make sure that your follow-ups are done. So this is checking in on anyone with the opportunity. So then the last little one on here, the shares. This one is really clever because I find that it's very easy to have lots of conversations, but it's hard to make sure that you're getting to the point in the conversations with people where you're sharing something with them, like a tool or the opportunity or like whatever it is. So the shares is a great way to track every single week. I log a share. You log it from here, share, business opportunity, and it creates a follow-up when you hit log. I log a share when it's when I've sent an I decide or someone is on the 9 o'clock opportunity call. So that's what I classify as a share. And today I haven't had any shares yet because I've just sent out all my new messages for the day. I'm waiting for people to get back to me because it's still early in the morning in the UK. So I will update this throughout the day. And Steph, can you do this from your phone or laptop only? I've only ever used my laptop, but I'm pretty sure you can use your phone too. I'm just a laptop kind of gal, but I'm pretty sure you can use your phone as well. I think there's an app, but I'll check for you. So that is like really basically how you can kind of run your little power hour, because I did this power hour, I did all of these connects in about 35 minutes today. Like I've done 25 connects with people, 4 of them with the team, 20 with prospects. I've connected with 3 new people on Instagram, and I did that in 35 minutes. So it's like if you're somebody who's really pushed for time doing this, the idea is you can literally run your business in an hour a day because you're only needing that amount of time to do all your connects. And then all you got to do is get people on the 9 o'clock call with Tyler and Jody or whoever it is, or get them in a 3-way message with somebody else who can, who has more time to be able to talk to people. And then, chat, sorry, keep putting the chat away. Push for time, yep, totally, Steph. It's so easy for people like that. Now, the other thing you can add is like daily tasks that you want to do. So at the moment, like you can see, it was connected to Isogenics. So it automatically put in eat it, love it. Like that's one of the things that you can set it to your company. I put in birthdays because I like to make sure I've messaged everyone on Facebook for their birthday because it's an easy way to connect with them. Anything you want to do daily, like you can just click them and then you just have to tick them off as you go. So you're not missing out any of those little random tasks that you need to do every single day. And then my favorite part about this platform, now this is the cool part. When I click on team report, this is the best tool for accountability. So essentially, you can share your Teamzy email that you set it up with your team for personal accountability every single day. So looking at the people I've shared with, Oren shared his with me, we can see that today he's done those sorts of numbers. I've got my numbers. Matt was in our old team, but he, like time zone wise, he's still asleep. So you can see he's not done anything. But you can actually keep an eye on like what everyone's doing. And it's really cool because in the past, whenever we've gone to help people, like if they're struggling, it's like, you know, are you having the conversations, yada, 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 like where is it falling apart? And you're kind of just relying on them telling you what they're doing. Whereas with this, you can literally go in and see the work that people are putting in. You can see the amount of conversations. So you can like easily turn around to them and say like, that's awesome, but you've only had like 5 conversations in the past 2 weeks. Like that's why you're not having the success that you want to have just right now. But if they're having like 100 conversations in a week, it's like, right, we need to look at what your message is, because there's clearly a problem because you're doing the right amount of numbers. Something else is not working. And then you can check on your shares. So you can even look on like, I'll put it on last month because this month is brand new. So I can look at this and be like, right, over that month, I had 563 connects. So that's with any conversations with prospects, team members, customers, everything like that. I followed up with 68 people. I shared 42 different things, whether it's a call or a presentation. I added 70 people to my list. I did like, that's how I kept on top of my task. So you can see like what your team's doing. You can see as a team, like the amount of shares that you're having and all that kind of stuff. So you can help to push each other forward. And what we've found with it so far is it's like when you log on to your Teamzy and you do your power hour every day, and then you click on your team to see what your team's doing. Like if they've all done their power hour and you haven't, like you feel really bad. You're like, crap, I need to get on and do my power hour now so that I'm putting in the work. So it really drives everyone together. And I just love that part of it, that we're able to really like take a look at what everyone's doing. So does that all kind of make sense? Yeah. Anyone got any questions or anything? Just chuck it in the chat if you do. Lucy, brutal honesty. It's so true. It's like, let's be honest, like all of us have made this jump because we want to build a proper business. So like, why not? Like if you're not game enough to put your numbers in, like what are you doing? Like you're either
How long did it take you to download everything and put it all in?
Probably an hour. Maybe an hour to get it set up.
But going through do you go through, like I've got 4,500 friends on Facebook, do you have to go through all of those and put them in?
You can import it as a list. So when you're importing it, when you set it up, it has tutorial videos step by step of how to create the list. So you follow it in Facebook and it downloads like an exported version of your Facebook friends. And then it shows you how to upload it so you can do the 4,000 at one time.
But you presumably when you go through it, then you'll do it as you go through it rather than sit there and do 4,000 people of 1 to 5.
I did like my main people. So I had a quick squiz and I sort of looked at it. It automatically sets everybody as a 3 until you change it. So that's
okay, cool.
They're going to come up anyway. And especially in the last week, obviously I've been using my power hour, but the prospects that it brings up for me every day haven't been the ones that I've been messaging, purely because I've gone back to my warm market because of this change and like this exciting time. So I've really just been choosing those people, but I'm going to run out of them really soon. And that's when I'll go back to this.
And my next question is, so you've got an Excel download of clients that you've put on sort of MailChimp. Can you put those in there as well?
Yeah, Excel, there's an option. It shows you how. There's just one little like thing you have to do. You have to put it in a specific column to make it work. But
Okay.
If you follow the video, it shows you what to do. Yeah, it's clever. Loose. I'm a pad or Excel girl. Yeah, I was the same, but Excel, I just struggled to keep updating it. Like I would do it and then I'd have to spend like 2 hours at the end of the week updating my list. Whereas this, you just do it at the time on the spot. It's so much faster.
So you know your avatars, Ali, the ones that you're like, right, this business is going to attract all these people I've been trying to get over the last couple of years. Like, do you prioritize them?
Yeah, especially at the moment. So I'm just like, I know who they are. So I just go in and I type in and I connect with them that way. But yeah, when they run out, they'll always be in the loop because I've made them 5 stars. So every 30 days, they'll come up on this list. Which is
yeah, and Brett and Sammy introduced you to this, right? Originally.
No, they didn't. It was Joe Mould. She introduced me.
Oh yeah.
Really, but it was actually at the leadership, the David Wood one. Beverly, you probably remember when like Andrew and Lloyd were talking about running their power hours and stuff. This is what they use. This is how they run their power hours. Yeah. So Joe's
So they
quite.
didn't tell anybody.
No, Joe's really good friends with Lloyd, and that's how she got into it. And then he just kind of explained it then to us, and I'm doing a 12-week boot camp with it at the moment, just to learn more and more about it. And there's like people from all different businesses. There's loads of like platinum isogenics people who are doing the 12-week boot camp to just like revive their business, but using this. So it's really cool to watch the growth and everything. But essentially, if you just go on to teamzy.com, I think is the let's see if it logs me straight in.
Yeah. I'm doing it on purpose.
Just mute speed. So this is the page that it takes you to. And essentially you can just have a little watch of the video and see like why he's created it. And then you start the 30-day free trial. You literally try it out for 30 days. You can import all your stuff and everything, as long as like by the 30-day trial, like it sends you emails to remind you. And then after that, like it will just continue as like a monthly direct debit if it's something you want to use. So yeah, we sort of look at it, and we said this to our team. In Isogenics, we were like encouraging everyone to use it. We got everyone to do a 30-day trial, and it was cool because the ones who were actually serious at the end of the 30 days were the ones who still kept a Teamzy account because they were using it, the numbers were showing, and the people who were not serious about the business, they weren't using Teamzy, they weren't adding things in every single day. And yeah, it was very clear cut who is serious about this and who is not. So yeah, that is it. That's what I wanted to show you guys.
Thank you so much, Ali. You're like a queen. You're an actual queen. I just wanted to ask, can you use it with Instagram, or do you have to just like manually put Instagram in?
So like exporting your Instagram friends and stuff. So you need to put them all into a Excel document, and then you can do it all at once. So I had part of my Excel spreadsheet that had my Instagram contacts, so you can do that as like a bulk import. But if you don't have that, it's going to be a case of adding people one by one. And I'm just doing that over time as well, because I've missed people. So I just add people every day.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Boss babe, love it.
Thanks, Ali. Thank you so much for your time, babes. Nice to see everybody.
See
You're
you
welcome,
later,
guys.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Recording. How do I do that?